Hello, everybody. I'm George Trombe, and this is Japanese from Zero, and we are going to continue going through Japanese from Zero book 4. We are in lesson 11. Let's go through some new words and some new adjectives all in one video. First word is hogen. Hogen means dialect. Dialect. In Japan, there are quite a few what we would call dialects, and we're going to talk about those a little bit before we actually show you a little bit of that dialect. Hyojungo. Hyojungo is the standard Japanese language based on Tokyo dialect. So the most commonly spoken dialect in all of Japan is Tokyo dialect, and they've made it their official language. They call it standard Japanese, Hyojungo. You need to know these words. You also will hear hogen quite a bit because it does come up as a topic in Japanese. And if you don't live in Tokyo, if you live in any other part outside of Tokyo, you are going to be dealing with people that speak a different dialect. Depending on where you are, the dialect can be very severe or just a slight different ending. Sometimes the ending is different. Sometimes there's actually different verbs and all sorts of things can be different in a dialect. But as we'll find out, there's not so many Japanese dialects. The biggest one of these dialects, though, is called Kansai Ben. Kansai Ben. Kansai dialect, which is surrounding the Osaka area. Okay, and the Kansai area is this yellow area right here, which is kind of interesting because it's actually not including this yellow area that I've marked off right here. This area right here is actually, all of this yellow is called the Kinki district. Kinki, I know it's weird to call it Kinki. I remember a long time ago when I was a tour guide, I used to work for a company called Kinki Tourist Agency, KTA, and they had a big bus that said Kinki Japanese tourists. I'm not making it up. It's a picture. You can find it on the internet, Kinki Japanese tourists. But it's Kinki, meaning from this area, this yellow area of Japan. And interestingly enough, Mie is not considered, this prefecture right here, is not considered part of the Kansai area. I don't know why. Okay, the actual Kansai area is these two feudal districts or government areas of Osaka and Kyoto. They are the only areas labeled as a fu, okay, a fu, not a ken. Of course, there's Hokkaido, which is also not a ken, but these are the only fus. And then we have Hyogo Ken, right here, where my wife is from. Shiga Ken, where one of my best friends, Nick, is living with his wife right now. Nara Ken, which has a lot of deer. And Wakayama Ken, which I have nothing to say about it. Now, depending on where you look, there might be more included in this or not included in this, but generally it's in the Kinki region where you have this Kansai dialect. There's not just Kansai dialect in this area, but there's all these other dialects in this area. Okay, and I don't know. Some of these I've never even heard of until we made this slide. Like I've never heard of Omi Ben. I've never heard of Awaji Ben. Now, setsuben is used in between Hyogo and Osaka. It's kind of used in both of those areas, according to what I researched here. All right. Now, if you want to see a lot of information on Japanese dialects, you can go to this link down below. And from there, I learned that there are 16 major, what they call hogen. But these other ones that they're listing here are actually just subsets of those major hogen. To me, I always felt like, oh, there must be hundreds of Japanese dialects. It's impossible. But apparently there's only 16 major groups. So you could theoretically learn parts or how to do these 16 major groups, and all of these smaller different ways of saying things, accented things, would be based off of that main root. You probably could understand everybody in these subset dialects if you learned the major ones. But we're going to focus primarily on Kansai Ben right now because I have a course that I made called Kansai Dialect from Zero. And more than me right now talking about it, me from a few years back would like to tell you about it. Hello everyone, it's George Trombe with Japanese from Zero. And today I want to talk to you about something that you might not know about. Did you know that there is a huge dialect in Japan called Kansai dialect? It's important because over 1/6 of the population of Japan, or 20 million people, use this dialect. If you go to the Osaka area, Kyoto area, anywhere near and around like Nara, Osaka. These areas, many people will use this dialect that if you were there, according to one person, sounds like Chinese because they've never learned it. That was Japanese. It's Kansai dialect. It's a completely different sounding language with different words, different phrases, and even different verbs and different endings. So, if it's not taught in Japanese from Zero and it's not taught in Japanese school, how do you learn it? We have created a course called Kansai Dialect from Zero. Not just me, but my friend from the Kansai area,
Ami.
and also my wife, who is born and raised in the Kansai area, and her friend Mika-san, and our longtime employee Kanako-san, who lives smack dab in the middle of the Kansai area, all helped us put together a 20 video course where we go through example after example on social media. We talk about the grammar behind it. We even bring up dialects that are individually part of the Kansai dialect and teach about the way that they are used. Not only do we talk about Kansai dialect, but we also talk about standard Japanese, because in order to understand Kansai dialect, we do have to learn that first, so there's a lot of review. If you're looking for a good boot camp course on Japanese and you already have some Japanese studies behind you, Kansai dialect from Zero is a course that you definitely want to check out. I do want to warn beginners, if you're an absolute beginner, even though this is called Kansai dialect from Zero, it is not Japanese from Zero. You should have already been through most of the Japanese from Zero materials before you get to Kansai dialect from Zero. Or at least you have to know some Japanese, because it will kick your ass if you don't. So check it out. I'll see you all on that website and I'll answer any questions you have. See you then. Bye-bye. From zero.com. Probably should have mentioned that again. All right, now I'm not trying to sell you a separate course. I don't do that. It's actually, well, I did do that for a while. Kansai Dialect from Zero used to be a separate sold course that we sold for like $150. But now it's just part of your regular subscription at FromZero.com. So that's the end of the promotion for that. Go check it out. If you've been through the higher courses, you will enjoy it, I believe. And those videos are only available, that course is only available on FromZero.com. Let's move on. Let's look at some new adjectives. We have kenkoteki. Kenkoteki means healthy. Now, you're going to see a lot of adjectives have this teki at the end. It just often makes it ly or y or something. There's something in my eye. My eye is not kenkoteki right now. Anyway, teki will be on a lot of words. For example, kokusai teki, international. And a weird thing that Japanese will do, this is kind of a bonus thing. They'll say, watashi teki ni wa. For me, personally, this is a relatively new thing that Japanese people do. Watashi teki. As for me, for my style, this is what I think. Watashi teki ni wa. Interesting to note, and try saying it to your friends. Herushi. Herushi comes from English. It just means healthy. Herushi. Now, what kind of adjective is herushi? For that matter, what kind of adjective is kenkoteki? Let me ask you a question. Are they adjectives? Yes. What's an adjective? It describes an attribute of something. Something is healthy or herushi. They're both healthy, right? They both are describing the attribute of maybe a food or a person, right? They are adjectives for sure. If it's an adjective and it doesn't end in an actual hiragana I, not kanji, which both of these don't, you could say every adjective is a na adjective unless it ends with I. You could say that theoretically and always be right. Next one, karada ni ii. What kind of adjective is this? Karada ni ii. This is a phrase creating an adjective, but it's I. I is an I adjective. Karada ni ii. Good for your body or healthy. 3 ways to say healthy. We're going to call this video Healthy Japanese. Except for this one. Hazukashi. Hazukashi. Hazukashi means embarrassing. You can also say, yeah, watashi wa hazukashi. I'm shy. But a lot of times Japanese people will just say, shy desu. That's how Japanese describe if they're shy as a person. And what type of adjective is shy? It ends in an I. Oh no. But because it comes from English, all English adjectives in Japanese language are not native Japanese. They don't have a hiragana I, they have a katakana I. Therefore, it is shy na hito, a shy person. All right. Here's our first sentence. Now I want you to translate it out loud so you don't trick yourself. 健康的な生活をしています。健康的な生活をしています。What does that mean? 生活 means lifestyle. 健康的な生活. A healthy lifestyle. What about it? I'm doing it. We could probably translate to I'm living a healthy lifestyle. Even though the word 生きています wasn't there, which would be the actual word that means living, 生きています. But here, because it makes more sense to say I'm living a healthy life in English, we don't say I'm doing a healthy life. That wouldn't make sense. Remember, don't make your English sound Japanese and don't make your Japanese sound English. Next one. オリーブオイルを使う料理はヘルシーです。オリーブオイルを使う料理はヘルシーです。オリーブオイルを使う料理はヘルシーです。I'm sure if you've never heard オリーブオイル, you know that it's Popeye's wife. Maybe some of you don't know that. It's an old cartoon. No, オリーブオイル is olive oil. オリーブオイルを使う料理. What kind of 料理 are we talking about? What is 料理? Cooking. What kind of cooking 料理 are we talking about? オリーブオイルを使う料理. Cooking that uses olive oil. What about it? ヘルシーです. It's healthy. Dishes. 料理 can mean cooking and it can mean a food dish. Dishes that use olive oil are healthy. Next sentence. What does this mean? 私は体にいいことが全部嫌いです。This is kind of true. 私は体にいいことが全部嫌いです。Although for the last 2 days I have been running a mile every day. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not hating it. But this is mostly true for most people, I would say. 私は体にいいことが全部嫌いです。What do we dislike? We dislike all things that are good for the body. I dislike all things. I wouldn't say hate. We didn't say 大嫌い. That got translated as hate. Definitely dislike. I dislike everything that is good for my body. この写真は私の顔が変だから恥ずかしいです。この写真は私の顔が変だから恥ずかしいです。この写真は That's the topic. この写真は This picture 私の顔が変だから Since my face is strange. You could translate that to Since my face looks weird, looks strange. 恥ずかしいです。I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing. This picture is embarrassing because my face looks weird. And I have that picture right here. You might know who this person is. This is Matt versus Japan. Definitely that's a weird face. I'm pretty sure he was the one that said it. And this is when someone claims Japanese people won't understand you without perfect pitch accent. This is what happens. Okay. All right. Actually, despite Matt saying people think I'm his father when we went to eat lunch in Chinatown, he's actually a really good guy. I really like Matt. Check out his channel. Just search Matt versus Japan. He is the most friendliest arch nemesis of myself. I do like Matt a lot. Wish he lived here in Vegas. All right, guys, let's do some real life usage. This is from Threads. Very simple. 関西弁の女の人が Shoot, there's no particle. 関西弁の女の人が there's no particle. 関西弁の女の I'm so used to saying the particle. 関西弁の女の人好きだ。関西弁の女の人好きだ。Same as me. I like Kansai dialect women. 100%. Me too. 方言は男の九州弁は好きだけど、女だと茨城のが好き。茨城 is a prefecture. でも、じいちゃん、ばあちゃんになってくると、九州の方が安心感あっていい。So let's look at it. 方言は男の九州弁は好きだけど、I like men that have a dialect of 九州弁。女だと、if we're talking about girls or women, 茨城のが好き。I like 茨城弁。I missed that. 茨城弁のが好き。I think I just said 茨城のが好き before, but it's 茨城弁のが好き。I like 茨城弁. That feels so weird to me. 茨城. I'm having a hard time saying it. I'm pretty sure it's Ibaraki and not Ibaragi. I tried in vain to get the computer to tell me, and I don't want to look at my PC. Here, watch me attempt to. Here, watch this. 女だと茨城弁のが茨城弁コンピューター水戸はどこですか？
三笘薫の国は日本です。出生地は日本です。
コンピューター水戸は何県ですか？
三笘薫の国は日本です。出生地は日本です。
コンピューター水戸は何県にありますか？
三笘薫の国は日本です。
Oh my god。コンピューター茨城はどうやって言うの？
はい。どの言語に翻訳しますか？
日本語。
ごめんなさい。ちょっとわかりませんでした。
Alexa, where is Mito City?
Mito is the capital city of Ibaraki Prefecture,
Ibaraki.
located in the northern Kanto region of Japan. It is known for its
Alexa, stop.
Karaku-
Guys, sorry, it's me from the future. I've been editing, and I had a quick thought why I couldn't get the computer to answer me. I thought, was my pitch accent wrong? So I went to Google and I typed in what prefecture is it, and here was what I got.
何県ですか?
Now I noticed that it's nani ken desu ka? It's a what is that called? A nakadaka, I guess. In that particular phrase, it's nani ken desu ka? And watch what happens. Computer. 水戸市は何県ですか？
水戸市は茨城県の日本の東側です。
But when I say 何県, I think it's asking like what world is it in? Like a different thing. Like watch. コンピューター、水戸市は何県ですか？
水戸市は茨城県の日本の
Somehow it's working this time. Maybe I've corrected it, but I think before I was hitting the pitch on the wrong thing. Now the computer is really paying attention to pitch more than humans do, I think. But I'm not trying to make it look like I did. I'm here admitting freely my pitch accent was wrong, which is very awkward considering the picture I literally just showed. I completely randomly literally showed a pitch accent person, Matt versus Japan. All right, back to the past. All right, final sentence is, でも、じいちゃん、ばあちゃんになってくると、but once they become old women or old men, じいちゃん、ばあちゃん, grandfather, grandmother, 九州の方が安心感あっていい. There's a sense of security, and it's good. I don't know how that has a sense of security, but I'm going to trust this guy. All right, remember, fromzero.com, check out our Kansai dialect course. It's completely free with your paid subscription. Free with your paid subscription. It's not free, guys. It costs a prescription. See you on the next video. じゃあね